Coming up on CNET Live, tech from yesteryear.
Oh, so you mean stuff like a fifth generation video iPod?
The fifth and core generation of the iPod. No, I'm talking about the TRS-80 or even older. The folks from the Digibarn have raided their hayloft, bringing in some gems. All that and more coming up on CNET Live.
CNET Live, everybody. I'm Brian Cooley. He's Tom Meerwright. And the phone lines are open.
Brian Cooley, thank you so much.
At 888-900-CNET. Not only are we taking you back into the fabulous history of personal computing.
Stuff they brought in. This is
with
awesome.
the guys from Digibarn are going to be coming on in just about 10 minutes, and they're going to walk us through
portables.
History right here, folks, from the luggable to the truly portable. We're going to meet your iPhone's distant cousin as well. So that's all coming up. But
Bruce Damer and Allan Lundell from the Digibarn joining us. Thank you guys
for
bringing this trek up here.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it. And thanks for bringing all this great mobile computing.
Look at this.
Because they came all the way up the peninsula. It had to be mobile.
This is the entire history of mobile personal computing, like on one table.
It's all here.
Who else could do that? Before we get started on looking at these treasures, quick one, what is the Digibarn for folks who haven't heard of you guys yet?
It's a nerd palace, nerd memory palace. So nerds come there, they find their firstborn, their first loves, and restore the history. And there's hundreds of personal
500
computers there.
and 3 pigs.
Yeah, we're looking at it now. We see a walkthrough here. Is when Tom went down to visit you guys.
There's our Cray supercomputer there, Apple IIs.
That's in the lineage room.
That's the lineage room there,
and you got some machines that are signed by the designers. Woz
signed them. Yes, absolutely.
So everything from the handheld to the Cray and everything in between, from the early days of computing, and especially personal computing.
Personal computing, interactive personal computing.
Let's look at some of the stuff you've got then. Starting off with, where does the timeline begin?
Well, we're starting off today with the HP 35. This is a 45, but the 35 had 35 buttons. That's why they call it the 35.
Oh, really?
True engineering, scientific genius in this, and this really started a revolution.
Yeah,
Programmable?
We just did a Tales of Silicon Valley on this.
Just did
If you look elsewhere on CNET TV, you can find it. It talks about how Woz was working on this calculator, right?
Right. Yeah, Woz was working on it, and he left HP to go to this crazy venture called Apple.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then what we have in here is by the late 70s and early 80s, we have these kind of...
One of the Trash 80 models.
That's right, the Trash 80, as it was so maligned.
And yes, this was actually portable, very useful to people like journalists who like to write on airplanes and have full-size keyboard.
And for folks who don't remember this,
you have a modem, built-in modem.
That's something that's so great for journalists.
Whopping 300 baud, I believe.
And this is a Radio Shack product, which a lot of folks, today had no idea Radio Shack was a killer in early portable computing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, they really the screen size. That's not that much bigger than what you got.
Shorter, but not that much narrower.
Right.
And what's right in front of it here?
The Epson HX20, which had a built-in printer.
Yeah.
And
Next
a built-in cassette storage unit.
Yeah.
Look at that storage too, man.
Storage unit, so portability. And then in the slightly less than portable categories, the luggable Osborne 1.
Now that's a classic right there.
A classic.
Look at the size of this thing. It's got mass. I mean, it's a big thing.
Look at how it bends when you push on it.
But it had storage too. It had floppies. It had ran CPM.
And it ran CPM and
WordStar
keyboard, and you could carry it on airplanes. You couldn't quite get it under the airplane seat.
This is a 5 1/4 inch floppy. This is back when floppies were floppy.
Yes, they were really floppy.
That was back in the day.
The real day.
What are these running?
About $1,800.
In those dollars. Those were big bucks.
Yeah, that was a big deal in the history of portable machines.
This same year, we had the Grid Compass 2, which is titanium piece.
Feel the weight on that.
A clamshell design.
The same year as the Osborne.
Same year, $10,000.
$10,000.
Plasma, flat screen.
$80,000 will get you.
Right.
A little less and a lot more weight.
But
now, these ran on the space shuttle, no?
Yeah. That's right. They were literally used for the astronauts to look at where they were in their orbit and where their ground tracking stations were.
No floppies, no hard drives, though.
They were more powerful than the machines that ran the shuttle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Wow. That's the amazing part. Yeah. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit closer to today. Here's the Newton.
1993. Handwriting recognition.
Yes, we don't even have that on our iPhone yet.
Oh, have you two met? This is your great-grandfather over here. You need to take a few lessons from this one, and you from this one. That's
Seriously,
amazing.
I need handwriting recognition.
Hey, Granddad. How's it going, Pops?
It's a family reunion right here on CNET Live between handheld Apple products.
Yeah.
And then Allan can tell us about the Pocket PC.
We've got an Apple and we have a Pocket PC.
Yeah, for portables, this really was a Precambrian revolution. Lots of machines were coming out really quick. And this was a design to be small, really tiny, even smaller than the Trash 80. And it basically, you could take it on an airplane, you could program with it, and it had all kinds of peripherals. It was before before the days of USB interface, so you had a unique type of
pull cards out,
connection.
right,
It had
Allan?
cards that you could put in, and a lot of the concepts we use today, but completely clunky and large peripherals. They weren't tiny and small.
Bigger than that in some cases.
Yeah, in some cases it was bigger than this.
It's interesting, Alan. That the device does not look that much different. That would almost fly on a store shelf today. That wouldn't make you go, whoa, whereas everything else here would.
It looks sweet. You know, you can almost put it in your pocket.
And you get a full
yeah.
keyboard, which you don't get on anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Not, you know, you
Yeah.
get little buttons.
What's going on here?
This is a very wonderful, mysterious tablet. It was probably the first serious tablet handwriting recognition machine called the Go Penpoint, running
Go,
the Penpoint
yeah.
operating system. And Gary Downing demoed this very unit to Bill Gates, and he went off and did something called Pen Windows. But anyway, this is a beautiful machine. Coincidence? We think not.
Wow. So, and this is also an idea that's come back, like the Newton has come back as the iPhone. This has come back as tablet Windows today.
And the touch
Yeah,
interfaces.
just an idea that was ahead of its time. You might argue that tablet is still ahead of its time, depending
Now,
on sales.
what year
Yeah.
did you say this was?
1992-ish.
So 16 years old.
16 years.
And an idea that still hasn't even fully caught on yet.
That's
it's
right.
Still like
It's
grasping
still
the market.
coming. And then we
Kind of looks like the new picture frames. Huh?
Well, that's
Perfect,
it's
the
one of the
digital
crazy
photo
things
frame.
about the Digibarn when you guys were kind enough to let me tour is seeing all of this history and hearing all these stories, and so many of them are still applicable today, or we're seeing the
Absolutely.
same patterns work through. It's really incredible.
And
This is not a computer.
This is not a computer, but we are becoming walking computers. Soon we'll have subcutaneous computing, but
Ouch. Ouch, man.
the idea is that you went from portability that was like this to your iPhone's everything you'd ever need, right? Pretty much. And so it's got to be built into garments because it's pulling out of your pocket,
Yeah.
whatnot. So I designed this. It's called a cyber doublet. It's based on a Renaissance jacket. And it's like a cool thing, so it's not like a sort of a journalist jacket.
So we've got the iPod here. You've got cord management all the way up and around the collar.
And you can put your cell phones and everything there and run the cords like buses to run all the cords.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, physical buses to run
Physical.
cabling and
And you
to
can-
store machines.
You can remove off all the panels. These panels come off and everything, and you can make this into a solar collector. Yeah.
Very green.
I think we have Dr. Merritt's wardrobe update figured out right here, Mr.
Yeah, I
Doublet.
mean, no knock on Scotty vest, but that is a lot more fashionable, don't you think? Right?
That rocks.
This is a design.
That rocks.
This is designed to be like the character in Snow Crash, YT. You
Do you
know.
have a katana holder?
Ah, that's
that
what
you
I
could add
need.
to the back?
That's what I need. Yeah. So there it is, the Renaissance man of the 21st century.
Fully cyber and body
Yes.
network. Now,
Body
folks who
network.
want to check out Digibarn, want to find out how to get there, and when you guys are open to give a tour, how do they do? What should they do?
Go to digibarn.com
Okay.
and just go to our sign-up form, get on the form, check that you want to be on the mailing list.
There it is,
And
yep.
you'll get the invitations for next open houses.
Excellent. And
And-
you guys are, again, for folks who don't know, Boulder Creek, near Santa Cruz, California,
Yeah.
if you're trying to get a fix on where these guys are. So just between Santa Cruz and San Jose, as you were
right.
saying,
To
Alan.
Bear Creek Road exit off of 17.
Yeah, so for all of our Bay Area listeners, easy to get to.
And if you want to see more gardens like this, tomorrow night at the Exploratorium is Second Skin. It's a fashion show that merges tech and new fashion.
Bruce is going to be the walking server there.
I'll be a walking server.
Cool, okay.
right.
Exploratorium San Francisco tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Good
Yep.
deal. Guys, thanks a lot for bringing
thank you so much.
history
Our pleasure.
to live on
Our
CNET
pleasure.
Live.
Thanks for having us.
Good
Now,
stuff.
if you can't fly out to San Francisco, you can go to digibarn.com and look around at the videos and stories. It's almost an inexhaustible resource online as well.